Star is conceived as a hypersonic aircraft. It was a real dream partnership for me to take my ideas of what Dark Star could be to Lockheed, to the Skunk Works division.
One of the things that Tom and Joe really wanted to do with this movie is to really up the ante from the first film.
This aircraft is designed to reach speeds of Mach 10.
Come on!
Mach 10 is over 7,600 miles per hour, which means you could get from Los Angeles to New York in about 19 minutes.
You just feel the beauty of flight.
Sophia from The Sun. Sophia.
Hiya, thank you, Sir Keir. There are some reports this morning suggesting that you flew here on a private jet. Is that true?
So far as the travel is concerned, yes, we did use a private jet because we needed to get very quickly to Scotland from Wales yesterday, and we have to use the most efficient form of transport in the middle of a very, very busy general election campaign. We offset the carbon. We always do whenever we use transport in the air. So that's the approach we're taking. But it is a practical situation in a busy. We've got 5 weeks to take our argument to the country. I need to get across the country to speak to as many people as possible, and from time to time we have to do it as efficiently as possible. But yes, we do offset it.
This morning, Britain has a new Prime Minister.
You have given us a clear mandate. Our work is urgent, and we begin it today. Thank you very much.
Keir Starmer's Progressive Labour Party winning last night's election in a landslide, their biggest majority since Tony Blair won in 1997. Starmer defeating Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's Conservatives, who have led Britain for the last 14 years, including through Brexit, and are now reeling from their worst loss in 2 centuries. Starmer heading to Buckingham Palace for the traditional meeting with King Charles, before taking up office at Downing Street. Starmer, a strong supporter of NATO and Ukraine, is now the leader of America's closest ally.
The pop culture related to this. The black hole sun, the dark star, black hole sun. I mean, if you haven't heard that song, then I don't know where you've been, but this is one of the most popular songs of all time, at least in that genre. But this gentleman, Chris Cornell, who wrote the song, suicided himself in 2017. Okay, Black Hole Sun. Another very famous entertainer who died in 2016, named David Bowie, his last record was called Black Star. Okay, very interesting album cover there. And this is all Enochian magic. That's what it is. And he died at the age of 69, just 2 days after the release of this album.
Every man has a flaming star over his shoulder. And when a man sees his flaming star, he knows his time has come. Flaming star, don't shine on me, flaming star. Flaming star, keep behind me, flaming star. There's a lot of living I gotta do. Give me time to make a few dreams come true. Flaming star. Every man has a black star over his shoulder. And when a man sees his black star, he knows his time has come. Black star, don't shine on me, black star.
Talking about how rare this type of event is today. Here are 7 total solar eclipse paths that have crossed the U.S. since 1950. One of them you can't see because it was actually out over the Pacific Ocean, so the only state that saw it was Hawaii. All right, so you can see a lot of the U.S. over the past, several decades has never experienced a total solar eclipse. If you miss this one, you're going to be waiting a while for the next one. There's going to be plenty more in the next few years, but they're all going to be over the Indian Ocean, Europe, the Mediterranean Sea. We're going to be waiting 20 years for the next one here in the U.S. 2044, I should say. One starts up in North Dakota and then goes up into Canada, and then another big long one crosses the country in 2045.
Black star, keep behind me, black star. There's a lot of living I gotta do. Give me time to make a few dreams come true. Black star.
Everybody comes to our beautiful planet Earth to do something great,
something unique, something that only you were born to do.
14, there's 57. 15 and 54 and 39.
Thanks for calling the California Lottery. If you're calling to report a winning, just say, I'm a winner at any time.
I'm a winner at any time.
This Enochian magic was the work of a couple of guys named John Dee and Edward Kelly. And it was also picked up by the likes of Aleister Crowley. Let's see, all kinds of interesting names in here that have picked up on this. But John Dee and Edward Kelly were the fathers of it. And those guys were the early astronomers. These were the ones who set the pace for modern science, okay, through alchemy and through sigils that they would conjure these spirits and garner the knowledge.
Black Star, the first fragrance by Avril Lavigne.
For people not familiar with quantum computing, it's nothing more than using quantum mechanical effects to be able to solve problems much faster than they can be solved today using classical computers. A recent study by 451 Research, an arm of the S&P, found that about 1,000 Fortune 5,000 companies surveyed, almost a third of them had abandoned solving some important problems because they were just computationally too hard to solve. A classical computer needs to search one after the next through the possible solutions to find the best or optimal solution. Quantum computers are much more powerful. There are what I'll call revolutionary applications, and these are things like global weather modeling for disaster prediction or designer drugs to address your set of ailments. A quantum computer is seeing many possible solutions to a problem and can easily search through to find the optimal solution. And this is what gives quantum computers so much power and makes them so much more powerful than classical computers.
It's new for your kids.
Laser lights, it's Black Star.
Defender of right, he's ready to fight. the evil overlord.
Laser light.
The ice castle is a mysterious place. He might meet the lava lock face to face.
Laser light. Laser light. It's Black Star.
From Galoob.
When I ride, I feel that black star over my shoulder. So I ride in front of that black star, never looking around, never looking around. Black star, don't shine on me, black star. Black star, keep behind me, black star. There's a lot of living I gotta do. Give me time to make a few dreams come true. Black star.
His politics and policy closely compatible with President Biden, but could be at odds with Donald Trump if he wins in November.
I think Keir Starmer will stand up for what he believes in. When it comes to foreign policy, our support for NATO is the cornerstone of that.
Starmer grew up in a working-class family, but was knighted by then Prince Charles in 2014. His formal title is Sir Keir, and he'll be the first knight to lead Britain in 60 years.
But I think he feels a bit embarrassed by it because it takes people away from the message he's actually trying to say, that he's actually an ordinary person.
An unlikely knight now stepping up to lead his country.
Are we winning?
No.
See, it's so small from back here, I can't really tell.
Look! It's the Bud Knight.
It's the Bud Knight. We're saved. Yes. Dilly dilly!
Time to do what must be done. I did it.
Hey, Bud Knight, aren't you gonna fight with us?
Oh, a buddy of mine is having this 30th birthday thing.
Oh, yeah, well, that's understandable.
Hey, if you survive, come by.
Probably won't happen, but, you know.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? Watch this.
Wow, somebody likes attention.
Here's to the friends you can always count on.
If we go back 20 years, it just didn't seem so realistic at the time. Up until I met some of the folks from D-Wave who had a proposal to build a quantum computer based on quantum annealing. I could kind of see what you would do with it. And then their proposal was to build it using a superconducting integrated circuit. All these things made it seem really appealing to me.
D-Wave develops and delivers quantum hardware, software, and services. We have a quantum cloud service for delivering real-time access to the quantum computers so that businesses over the cloud can use quantum computing to be able to solve their hard problems.
This is just simply how it works. It is a spiritual war. And they use these sigils of various kinds to bring in these various spirits and gain the knowledge, but they have to give up things in the end, namely their soul. And this is what they do. The scrying, the black magic rituals, it's all very common. It's alive and well today, except now they call these people NASA and Space Israel. Okay.
You don't need to be a quantum physicist to program quantum computers. It's really using the technology is no more or less complex than building a new application.
D-Wave's approach to product development is really quite unique, really because we're taking the system engineering seriously from the beginning. If we're going to get to thousands of qubits, how are we going to talk to them all? How are we going to read all of them out? How are we going to control and program them? How are we going to control the electromagnetic environment? How are we going to be able to keep these systems cold for months, if not years, and have them installed in a remote data center? It's understanding the whole stack and the whole product from the beginning.
That's the only difference between then and now. It's gotten a little more sophisticated.
In a world where women's sports is being transformed, the Daily Wire
calls foul, with the most triggering comedy of the year.
Guys, this is serious. Sports can be your pathway to a better life.
Well, like yours?
Please don't steal my catalytic converter again. Winning matters. It's the key ingredient in becoming a winner.
Well, maybe you should try it sometime. Are you gonna move?
I am not.
Let's cut to the chase. I know you're not a woman.
Hey, you don't know how he identifies.
If you can beat them,
What do you know about the U.S. Opens for the Global Games?
You want us to compete as women. $5,000 prizes.
My lover says you were a great coach back in the day.
join them.
This is the way the world is now. My 8-year-old daughter told me all about it. So, a guy can become a girl with no physical changes at all.
Oh, that's called gender fluid.
So I can be a woman on the court and a man in the bedroom. I can't believe it. Nice!
You mean when you're sleeping?
Yes.
Coach? Alex, we could play basketball.
We'd have to get the whole team back together.
It's time
We're in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
to play
Lady Balders. Mount up.
like a girl.
That's right. I'm with her. I'm in my room. This is my room.
From heroes
Day one of being a girl athlete. I love being a girl.
to sheroes.
We could dominate every woman's sport. Running, swimming, soccer. I said sport, Felix! It's ladies basketball, boys. Nobody watches.
Excuse me. Are these seats open?
Never mind.
Getting dunks. And tucking trunks.
No, she didn't.
The year is 2035, and the world has changed. In less than 4 years, bionic athletes have become a worldwide sensation. I was born to become a champion. But just when my career was about to take off, the bionic revolution happened.
Who wants to watch an athlete jump 7 or 8 meters when bionics have no problem jumping twice as far?
Maria, this is Hater Maria. He's a big fan of yours.
Counterfeit prosthesis.
The two of them created this non-bionic athlete support group.
That's why the movement has to keep going.
I want to enter the game.
Cutting off an arm or a leg to get a bionic prosthesis instead? It's completely insane.
We're gonna change the world, Maria.
As well as illegal, right?
There's no place for me in this family. Whenever I'm around you, I might as well not exist.
Every victory demands sacrifice. But if you were bionic, I'm sure you'd be the greatest in the world.
Number 8, we will finally complete the biometric entry-exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately. For years, Congress has required biometric entry-exit visa tracking systems, but it has never been completed. The politicians are all talk, no action, never happens, never happens.
Genetics, what can it mean? The ability to perfect the physical and mental characteristics of every unborn child. Of genetic engineering to choose the genes.
In the not-too-distant future, our DNA will determine everything about us. A minute drop of blood, saliva, or a single hair determines where you can work, who you should marry, what you're capable of achieving. In a society where success is determined by science, divided by the standards of perfection, one man's only chance
How do you expect to pull this off? I don't know exactly.
is to hide his own identity
This is the last day that you're going to be you and I'm going to be me.
by borrowing someone else's.
Congratulations. What about the interview? That was it.
Do you think you'd be doing what you're doing if it wasn't for who you are, what you are?
I have a feeling he might be there under false pretenses, playing somebody else's hand. They've got my picture plastered up all over the place. They'll recognize me.
They won't recognize me.
They'll recognize me.
I don't recognize you.
In my administration, we will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, it will be in air. We will have a proper tracking system.
They won't believe that one of their elite could have suckered them all this time.
They are going to find me.
But in a place where any cell from any part of your body can betray you, how do you hide? When we all shed 500 million cells a day. Ethan Hawke, Uma Thurman. Welcome to Gattaca.
Sir Keir Starmer, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty. You must be utterly exhausted and nearly on your knees. Not actually. Quite a grueling. But yes. Anyway, you're here. It's a very sort of quick changeover. I know, to say the least. And having to get to grips with everything straight away must be quite exhausting.
I'm not sure whether Prince Charles was impressed or depressed by his portrait. The first official portrait of King Charles since his coronation was released today. It has met with indifference. No, it hasn't met with indifference. Most people just hate it. Have a look. We'll show you the unveiling and you can see what you think. Artist Jonathan Yeo took 3 years to paint that. He said it evolved as he progressed. With all of the advisors in the royal family and with all of the controversy over the history of the Commonwealth and its role, England's role in colonisation, why would you produce a portrait of a blood-soaked monarch? It is not smart.
The artist literally said that above all else, he wanted to communicate the monarch's deep humanity. What, by depicting him bathed in blood, holding a sword, which you may have noticed there, but with a butterfly landing on his shoulder. I'm not sure whether it's flames or blood, but good grief. It looks like Darth Maul from the Star Wars series, except he hasn't got the black and red checkered face. I mean, what on earth? And the fact that this is his very first portrait as monarch is...
Well, I'm sure it won't be his last, because that cannot be the last portrait.
Do not hang that in the gallery, Gertrude.
It looks like he's peering at us from the depths of hell.
We know this will take trillions, not billions of dollars. We also know that countries, many of whom are burdened by growing levels of debt, simply cannot afford to go green. Here we need a vast military-style campaign to marshal the strength of the global private sector, with trillions at its disposal, far beyond global GDP, and with the greatest respect, beyond even the governments of the world's leaders. It offers the only real prospect of achieving fundamental economic transition.
Listen to me.
What?
I Vigo, the scourge of Carpathia, the sorrow of Moldavia command you.
Oh, command me, Lord.
On a mountain of skulls in the castle of pain, I sat on a throne of blood. What was will be, what is will be no more. Now is the season of evil.
Evil?
Find me a child that I might live again.
Yes, a child. A child. A child?
You will travel far, my little Goa. My world may be lost, but this is your world now. Take what you need from it. Make a home for the orcs and let no one stand in your way.
My lord, you should see this.
You are the son of Duratan and Draka, an unbroken line of chieftains, and our people need a leader now, more than ever.
Oh boy, there were a lot of eyeballs on the eclipse today, certainly, hopefully shielded by some sort of protective equipment.
Right.
So then the Trump campaign was quick to capitalize on this captivating event.
A child.
Ka! It's you!
Yes, man cub. So nice to see you again.
Oh, go away. Leave me alone.
Let me look at you. You don't want me to look at you? Then you look at me.
No, sir. I know what you're trying to do. Ka?
You do? You don't trust me.
No.
Then there's nothing I can do to help.
You want to help me?
Certainly.
Okay. So let's dedicate this to General Kelly, the Border Patrol, and the ICE agents for doing such an incredible job. Right? This was written by Al Wilson a long time ago. And I thought of it having to do with our borders and people coming in. And we know what we're going to have. We're going to have problems. We have to very, very carefully vet. We have to be smart. We have to be vigilant. So here it is, the snake. It's called the snake. On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. "Poor thing," she cried, "I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you." The border. "Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. She wrapped him up all cozy in a comforter of silk and laid him by her fireside with some honey and some milk. She hurried home from work that night, and as soon as she arrived, She found that pretty snake she'd taken in had been revived. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed that vicious snake. She clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. But if I hadn't brought you in by now, oh heavens, you would have died. She stroked his pretty skin again and kissed him and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, that snake gave her a vicious bite. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. I have saved you, cried the woman, and you've bitten me, heavens, why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Oh, shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in. Does that explain it, folks? Does that explain it?
Trust in me.